I was listening to a couple videos and shout outs to Infinity One. I hope I said your name right, brother. And to Sean Jones. I hope I got your name right, brother. And to guys like GW3, shout outs to you. And Tito the Fresh. But, I have to say this about 110% that about 99% of these North American women are just flat out toxic nuclear waste. And that's just really the reality of it. I come to the conclusion that this North American female is nothing more than a toxic waste. The only thing that she has to offer your ass, and a lot of you individuals, and especially you Negro men that continue to worship these women, whether they're black, white, Chinese, or whatever, within 5 seconds whether that woman wants to have sex with you or not. And a lot of these women are just full of shit, man. I already seen it. I've come to the conclusion of this. Now, I'll admit that my situation may not be great right now, but let's say if you do have your situation together, that you're driving around in an Escalade and all this other nonsense, you think these women are going to sit there and actually respect you? No. And most of these women that come out and wear skimpy clothes, tight jeans, tight shirt, tight dresses, and all that stuff, she's not dressing for your ass. Oh, no. She's dressing for a winner. And a lot of you beta males don't see it, especially you beta white males, because a lot of you men, basically, this is your culture. Y'all do anything to simp over these women, and while this woman has already manipulated you into thinking that she's a princess or a queen, when actually in reality, all she's doing is using your ass. And I call these women black widows. Because once she's get done feeding you and them trinkets, oh, she's going to move on to the next man regardless. And feeding on your resources, guess what? She goes on to the next man. This is why you have a culture of catering to women in the United States of America. I mean, look for instance like your Megyn Kelly. And even though Megyn Kelly may be good in her job, obviously this woman probably got what she wanted by sleeping her way to the top. So I wouldn't be surprised. And then there's this other woman, and shout outs to Big Boss Calvin. I think this woman's name is trying to be like Megyn Kelly. What was her name? Tommy Lang or whatever her name is. That bimbo. And Jada Black did a video about her where Charlemagne put Tommy Lang in her place. Now, this woman had the mitigated gall to talk about how men are pathetic and stuff, but yet she doesn't talk about the fact that how many times that these women throw them out their houses, don't want them around their children, and all this other stuff. And a lot of you individuals, a lot of you men buy into that bullshit. And meanwhile, you don't think that the black community is destroyed. I got news for you. Look at your white communities. They just as destroyed as your black communities. I'll take for instance, like look at Flint. That town is nothing more than a flat out graveyard. There's nothing in Flint, Michigan. Nothing. I wouldn't even set foot in that motherfucker. Well, I've driven out there a couple times, but it's really sad. So a lot of you individuals are too stupid, and a lot of you beta males are too weak to see this. You know, because a lot of you beta males are too busy, and especially you beta black males that have been raised by your single mothers. Because these women have taught you how to worship women. And meanwhile, this woman has no problem shipping you up the river with her flat out venom between her legs. But a lot of you individuals, you won't catch up to that stuff. You won't do it. And you have to really be careful what these women are really saying. See, a woman will know within 5 seconds whether she wants to sleep with you or not. And she knows this. She already knows this. She's just not going to come out and say it out loud. That's the thing. But a lot of you individuals, y'all really don't have any standards. And this black male, he has no standards either. I hate to tell you this. I mean, if you, like David Carroll said, if you put electric socket with a vagina, this guy will stick his dick in that thing. Matter of fact, if it was a blender that looked like a vagina, he'll stick it in there. These guys will stick their dick in a blender. And some of you white guys, y'all the same thing. And in fact, I was watching this, Jerry Springer, another trashed out show. Not only has Jerry Springer had made black people look bad, but it's made you white people look stupid as well. And especially you white men, because a lot of you guys really don't have no standards. Both of you, white men that sit up here, that deals with a female that really has not your best interest. She doesn't have your best interest. All she brings to the table is flat out destruction. But you idiots don't see it. So with that, I have to say that this is Carl Mitchell signing off. And like I said to this channel is for people who want to hear the truth. Mostly for smart men. If you women want to subscribe, that's fine. But a lot of you women, as the old saying goes, if you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. And with that, that's my message.